Obviously, looking at that then, so, you're working on 50, 60 tracks at any one time. And as you say, you're stealing time really to work on any of them or create a new one. Do you ever sort of find that, what you're making for one track, suddenly you're like, actually, that would work really, really well over here, and suddenly you've got a completely different, a completely new track or a finished track off of something else you was working with. How often does that sort of thing
happen? Like I would say, that's something that we do all the time. So much of like finding good stuff is finding good sounds. And I like working with sort of relatively straightforward synths, like Retrolog or Spire. I use quite a lot. Okay. Like these synths,
you're a Cubase man, aren't you?
I'm on Cubase. Yeah, same as you. Yeah. And like those synths, they're quite sort of simple on the outside, and so like I like sitting down and finding a sound and then creating something quickly with it. But then on Cubase, like you can right click and save the track preset, and it saves a whole track preset, and then you can just transfer it over into another project.
Oh wow, that's
so
cool.
Like, if you make like a super fat bass line, you're like, oh well, I'll try it in this other track and see how it sounds, So there is this constant cross-pollination between different tracks, and the same goes with like drums. Like maybe you find a loop that works really well to up the energy. It's like, okay, well, that track was missing some energy in the top end, so I will take this loop and use it. And like, because you've got enough other layers, it doesn't matter that you're using something from one track to the other, because the other layers kind of mask it. And again, it gives you that sort of continuity, that common thread. Good question.
No.